Some of you will know that I personally really like all-rounder motorcycles. A bike that will do everything you want it to do. Potter down the shops, go commuting, carry a pillion, go out for the weekend, go out with your buddies. Anything that will cover all the bases, well, enter the GSX1250FA. Many of you will know this as the Bandit. It's been around for many years. Been robust, reliable, proven. Possibly not the most exciting bike in the world, but hey, who needs that much excitement? Well, this is the latest incarnation of it. Let's take it out for a ride and see what it's all about. Many of you will know this bike as the Bandit. Been around for many years now, gradually evolving into what we have here today, the latest incarnation. Obviously 1250cc engine, 4-cylinder. I think it's about 97 horsepower, 80 of them torque things. Mirrors on it are fair. You can probably at best only see out of sort of 3/4 of them, but they're adequate. I have to say, the clutch and the gear change on this has got a very positive clunk to it. Yeah, I like it, it's good. Both the clutch and the front brake levers are all adjustable, so you can get them in the perfect position, which is a nice little touch these days. For a 1250, you may think it'd have a massive amount of power. Well, what this bike does have is a lovely torque curve. Between 3 and 5,000 is your sweet spot, really. There's not much need to go above that. You can if you want to, and it'll rev freely. The area where you can tell the bike is of a slightly older design is the steering. Whilst it doesn't feel exactly wayward, it hasn't quite got the positiveness of the newer design bikes. We're pottering along here at the national speed limit. It's very comfortable. Wind protection is surprisingly good. Getting a bit on my head and the tops of my shoulders. But no, that's very acceptable. Yeah, from 3,000 upwards she picks up lovely. No complaints there for what it is. And the suspension, you could argue that it is slightly showing its age once again, but it's nothing horrendous. If you hadn't ridden a lot of modern bikes, you probably wouldn't notice the difference. Brakes on it are very good. I think if you was really pressing on, you might cause them to squirm a little, but is this really the sort of bike you're going to press on that much anyway? But they do come fitted with ABS. It's quite a basic ABS system, but nonetheless it is ABS. These bikes have got a reputation for toughness and durability. Somebody once said to me that when the nuclear bomb goes off and the day after, all that will be left will be cockroaches and Suzuki Bandits. And I suspect he's right. Although these bikes come in at about 250 kilos, because of the sort of medium seat height and you can touch the floor quite easily for most people, you never really feel that weight, to be perfectly honest. Even at low speed, it's very good pottering in and out of traffic and filtering. No complaints there. As I was saying, I do really love an all-rounder, and nothing personifies the term all-rounder than this particular bike. It does everything well, not perfectly, but very well. It is a sort of multi-purpose tool. Commuting about town, on the motorway, go touring on it, carry a pillion, and you can get quite aggressive with it down the lanes and in the turns. So yeah, it cope with pretty much everything you throw at it. Of course, the big news for this season is with these bikes is Suzuki are now offering a 3-year warranty, which is great news. And also as well on this particular bike, they're offering the 2 panniers and top case all in the price as well. So if you are thinking of touring or you carry a lot of stuff, perfect opportunity to get a bike with it all thrown in. I'm also led to believe that Suzuki are offering 4 years 0% finance as well. You know how good do you want it? Riding position on this, you're quite upright. You've got fairly narrow old style chrome bars, but overall the position is very, very comfortable. I have to say, you've got plenty of leg room. It's not an overly wide bike. Yeah, good. The actual brakes are very acceptable on this bike. No grumbles at all there. Bring it down nicely. I suspect if you was pressing on to a great deal, they might warm up a little, but one area I do really like on this bike is the cockpit. You've got your traditional analog rev counter there, but the digital display, the speed is very clear, very large. There's a gear position indicator, which once again is very clear, very accurate and very large. So for an old codger like me, it's a big thumbs up. You can even see the fuel gauge. Fantastic stuff, bravo Suzuki. Somebody has listened to me moan. If you was going to be very critical of the bike, you'd say the suspension is once again showing its age a little, but it's no big deal. As I say, you can forgive a bike an awful lot when it's 20% cheaper than the competition. You know, even if you've recently passed your test and you're obviously over 24, I would recommend getting one of these bikes. It's not frightening, it's not intimidating. It'll do everything you want it to do. Well, if you're looking for a bike to do everything you ever want it to do, throw a bucket of water over it occasionally and grease the chain and not much more, this could be the answer. Sport bikes are great if you just like going out for a dash for an hour or two now and then. But if you want something that is a bit like a Swiss Army knife but very affordable, then you need to consider one of these bikes. Whilst they might not do everything wonderfully, they do it all well. I can admit to riding one of these for quite some time previously, and the seat itself I found is very comfortable, wide, and yet all day comfortable, no grumbles. I believe the fuel economy is quite good on these, and the tank range is just over the 200 somewhere. So remaining competition in this area of the market, well, you've obviously got the Kawasaki Z1000SX, and yeah, absolutely it is a far better, more modern bike, slightly lighter, faster, but it is a lot more expensive. You've got the outgoing CBF1000, if you can still find one. That was a good bike, did everything very well in typical Honda fashion. But I must say they were a little bit on the bland side. I suppose you could put the Triumph Sprint in this bracket as well. Once again, a good bike. I still think the Suzuki beats it for value for money. This particular bike, as always, has been kindly lent to us by Orwell Motorcycles. I believe it's their X-Demo model in the white with red and black stripes, which I think is the best colour really. But now I believe this bike is going to be up for sale, so it's going to be a bargain for someone. Very low mileage, obviously looked after. Yeah, come and have a look. So, to sum up, the GSX1250FA, a really good, solid, reliable bike, been around for years now. It'll do everything that you want it to do. If you throw into the mix that Suzuki are offering a 3-year warranty on this bike right now, and also 4 years 0% finance, plus the cherry on the cake is you get a top box and 2 panniers all in the price. Now that all sounds great, but please bear in mind this bike is like 20% less than its rivals, and that's a chunk of money. So overall, this still has got to be one of the best bargains in the bike world. Get there and ride one, you won't regret it. Thanks for watching, have fun, and let's be careful out there.